reflections. Two birds meet at the window, their souls stunned. Different degrees, patience, will stirred. With Shakti, surrender, God's decision. To breathe, to blink, to walk, to fly. Again, actors play and part. So before we go further into what I wanted to address today, I wanted to make it very, very clear that last week's poem, The Empathetic Chair, was inspired by Johannes. I wrote it many months ago and scheduled it for last week. So it wasn't about anything other than how about that chair? And if you go back to that class, which I do not remember the date of the class. February. You'll
I think it's called Kali Durga meets Yogi. Very appropriate name.
Yep. So it was all about the chair. And so that was where my inspiration for that poem came from. This poem, for anyone who wants to project or anything onto it, was written from our stay in Comporta, when one day, at different times of the day, birds went into the windows. In different windows. And I did what I do. So to that, I want to discuss approaching life. But before that, I think we can lower that a little bit. Do you know how to lower the blue guy? Yes, that guy. Perfect. Let's see how it goes. Approaching life. Really important. You've all heard me say, what do you bring to the table? That's how you approach life. And if we don't look at it and really call it what it is, we never learn from it. If you are living your life fully and with love, I am never, I'm going to repeat that, never annoyed. I'm not. It's just some weird thing about me. It's like a barometer. If I'm mad, look out. Life is not a hobby. It is not a hobby. And what I have dedicated my life to is not just a hobby. So my question is, do you approach practice, sadhana, the same way you approach everything else in your life? And if you approach it with consciousness and dedication and love, then you're going to approach this that way. If you don't, would you not see why that approach is not met with great praise? Because if you're approaching your life as a hobby, you have no respect for yourself or the gift of life. And is your life working as a hobby? And have you approached your life to be truly happy? So, a reference to the Narnia Chronicles: an empty life of indulgence and indifference and leisure is always winter, never Christmas. Turkish delight with no love. God would then be just a hobby. Life, just a hobby. And it is so important to make a choice. If we see our lives as hobbies and God as hobby, we are then encouraged to approach and live our lives as relaxed, non-attached, easy, genteel. No big deal. But it is really indulgence, indifference, and emptiness. But if it's your truth, then the question is, do you see being superior as looking at life as nothing but a hobby? For me, how sad. The purpose of sadhana, and I have to say, I've got a little bit of backing here. It wasn't my idea. Is to become a good human being. To love and be happy in all we do. Seamlessly. Not intermittently, not from time to time, not as a glimpse. And sadhana is not about drudgery. If it is, you're not doing it right. But then, if it's a hobby and you're not doing it right, you don't care. And you'll make it your decision that you are, because you're not going to learn and check it out. And you then create this false dichotomy of the good life is being superficial, whatever that means, because you got to get really clear with these words. They're all euphemisms. They're crazy euphemisms. But if you believe this, then you believe that love and God are no fun, and that the further you are from God and love, the more relaxed, easy, and fun your life is. See the logic in here? I, to the extent that there is personal in here, am really happy to be no fun based on that definition. It's okay. I love to play. I love to have fun. But that scene is no longer doing sadhana. So the belief is that if you have fun externally, you have to be superficial internally. I'm going to read that one again because that's something that just went boom. The belief is that if you have fun externally, you have to be superficial internally. So if someone sees me having fun, then I'm no longer practicing. I'm not practicing. But they are, as long as they are wallowing in their negativity, because they're suffering. It's deep. I'm not going to say what deep it is. And that is what happened last Saturday in my kitchen. Because I have fun, that means I am not practicing. The more fun I have, then the less I practice. I gotta say, it's pretty silly. It's pretty funny, an idea. And someone who is so miserable is then showing that they are practicing all the time. They are saintly in their misery. So for me, I'm perfectly happy to be seen as not practicing. The joke's on them. And there are a lot of thems. There isn't just one them, though there is one them in here who thinks that they are the only one. We're not playing the Highlander here. Everyone knows that reference. And I like the one with Ron Paul. What's his name? Paul? Adrian Paul. Adrian Paul. Yeah, he was the better Highlander. I didn't like the other guy in the movie. I liked that show. That was fun. It was fun. Yeah. Shh. This is not about there's only one practicing or there's one person on the hot seat. And my class last week, the class in here last week was for everybody. It wasn't directed at any one person. And if you think it was, then how sad for you. That's sort of really sad. For me, loving God is constant. God is constant. Approaching life, knowing this is constant. And people believe when I speak about everyday issues, then I'm not practicing. So they come with their mundane issues. I am willing to speak about them, and then I'm not practicing. I am then superficial. Then why are you coming with those? To be truthful, I'd rather talk about sadhana and scripture. That is just a little bit my focus. But at best, then I am treated as a psychic advisor dealing with people's mundane issues. So I figured it out. It's not even psychic advisor, it's psychic therapist. I am neither a psychic, because I don't have my neon light set up, and I wanted a snow globe if I was going to read snowflakes. So, not doing psychic. And I'm definitely, I work so hard. I am not a therapist. I have no credentials to be a therapist. I have no letters after my name to be a therapist. I have an MA. I have a ABMA after my name, technically. But that's it. There's no therapist. And if I criticize or instruct anybody, then I am seeing not God everywhere. So then I'm set up. You ask me a question on a mundane level. I give you an answer because I'm willing to work with you. And then, because I'm not giving the answer that somebody wants, I'm critical. And then I'm not seeing God everywhere. And as we discussed in Secret of the Siddhis last week, how about that truck? God's in the truck. God's in the mad elephant. God's in the villagers, warning about the mad elephant. But the villagers were just critical. We don't want to listen to them. It's all God. It's all God. So that puts, if it's all God, they're all positive, and I'm just no fun. I'm not letting them face the mad elephant. Or at least I'm trying to stop them from facing the mad elephant. But stupid me, they want to face that mad elephant. Okay, go for it. So, if you support, encourage, and justify this kind of thinking, then you can't care about the facts. There are no facts. And where we are right now in this country, and if anyone was watching this week, it's amazing. Amazing how the facts. No, I'm going to interpret them this way. No, I'm going to interpret them that way. So, like, for instance, Thursday I was upset. Wednesday I was upset. No, I wasn't. I was hysterical. Hysterical, we're adjusting the facts. Hysterical because of just a superficial event. Doesn't that sound like we were watching on TV? Yeah. What's the big deal? It was a perfect call. No problem. Everybody's doing, it's all like, yeah, what? There's nothing there. There was nothing there. It was fine. So I am technically independent, but apparently I was acting like a Democrat this week. Hysterical. And if I was really spiritual, I wouldn't have cared. Which goes back to, wow. So the closer you get to God, the less you care. There's a good one. So being spiritual is being above being critical. So there's no reflection. So you just fly into that window. Bam. And I'll just say it's not one window. It gets to be windows over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And again, I'm going to ask, are you having fun? Is that fun? I don't know. I don't want to break my nose going into that window. This nose is not so great. After the chemo, this nose did not behave correctly. It doesn't. It's a problem. But it's not. I'm dealing with it. But I don't want to break it because, oh my God. And we all know that Clémence broke hers too many times. And then they had to break it to fix it. So, yeah. Ooh. It's not. I'm with you on it. Yeah. Woof. And we all know David has had concussions. I don't want to hit the window and have a concussion. That's no fun. I've seen those NFL players. It's not pretty. I want to love life. I want to play. I want to enjoy. I want to have fun. So last night in meditation, I had a great meditation. And I asked each of you out there, how was your meditation? It's pretty good. And one person said, I was sitting with it, being with it, something like that. And I said, what's it? He said, vibration. The vibration, the feeling. What feeling? What vibration? Abused. Is that correct? Abused? Yeah. Abused. You said abused fear. And my response was, good on you. Terrific. that's not a vibration I really want to hold on to. And it's really hard to get to a vibration called abused that the letters come up saying abused. Has anyone been able to do that? Have you ever tried it? Really, seriously, try it. You can come up with other things, but abused? So, if that's the constant, if that's your underlying vibration, so at dinner, did you have that vibration? So it's just about pretending you're not having it at any other time?
Yes.
Cool. So everyone knows that I experienced horrific terror. And when I mean terror, I mean terror in Hawaii. And I still have in my mind, I can still go and look out the back of the house, and there's this nice walkway, and there's the ocean. It was beautiful. I mean, it was beautiful. But I was like this. Terror. Hadn't had it before, but I had it. Terror. Did it last for years? Why not? I accepted it. I sat with it. I said, wow, terror. I don't know why I'm having it. There was no reason for it. So do you have a reason for abused? You think you do.
I think I do.
But do you really?
No.
No, not at all. So you just like that vibration. Do you inflict it on other people? Are you looking for a reason for it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You need to go to Hawaii. Beautiful house. No reason for terror. There was none. There was none. I was with Baba. I was living in a nice house. Baba was 3 houses away, something like that. There was no reason for terror. And if you remember the story, I just went, okay, I got terror. Just terror. No reason. I didn't look for I'm terrified because of the water, because I like the water. I'm terrified because of the gorgeous house. I'm terrified because I'm in Hawaii. And there were people who years ago read my book, said, oh, she must have had a reason. There was a reason. No, there really was no reason. No reason. And that day that I was in Baba's house, working with Malti, and we were doing Baba's letters, and Baba didn't know I was at the house, and we heard his voice. Do-do, do-do, do-do. And Malti's, because these were nice houses, Malti's bathroom, and ours did too, had a door out the shower. So you never got sand into the house. So we quickly, out of the house, through the shower. And I went. But I couldn't walk down and away because all the windows, the back windows of the house, it was all windows because you got to look at the ocean. It's beautiful. And the side of the house had windows this low. They were about this low. So I can't walk by there. Baba walks into the room, and I crouch down. Outside.
Like it makes the difference.
Like it makes the difference. Like it makes the difference. And I'm wearing, so you know, because what we dressed, we wore long dresses, long skirts, covered clothes. I'm in a long skirt. And not a, like, sundress kind of skirt. We're in the ashram. It's very conservative. And I'm crouched. And I'm sitting there. And I can hear Baba. And then the dog from next door comes. And is right there. And I'm not real good with dogs. I had a few dogs, but I had dogs attack me. I don't do real well with dogs. And they bite. They have teeth. In case anyone didn't know, they have teeth. And they are not actually they don't follow etiquette rules. So if they want to bite, they bite. And you don't know when they're going to decide that it's important to bite. So, and he wasn't that big. Really wasn't. But I'm terrified. And I'm sitting there. And he's right there looking at me. And I'm crouched. And we're pretty eye to eye at this point. And I hear Baba. And the whole facade, and I mean it, facade, dropped. I knew Baba knew. Baba knew I knew. The dog knew. The plants. Everything was God. There was no terror. Just pure, unadulterated love. What a great play. How silly. What a great play. What fun. I knew that he knew that I knew that he knew that he knew that I knew. The dog knew, the plants, the world. No terror. Just pure joy and love. And then Baba left the room. Dog left. I was no fun. I stood up, walked down to the beach, walked back to my house. And the terror came back, but I was not attached to it anymore. It didn't have its grip anymore. It was a thing. It was not who I was. It was a thing. And it had no reason. It probably did from 1,000 years ago when I was terrified about something. It was a past imprint that needed to be dissolved. And with Baba's grace, it was. That's what sadhana is about. Getting to a place of joy and love and fun and great play. So there are a couple of dichotomies I wanted to do. Indifferent to human beings. Opposite. I'll just give them. Caring, touchable. And the positive of indifferent to human beings is untouchable, above it all. And the negative of caring and touchable is attached and crazy. And to be perfectly honest, I'd rather be attached and crazy. I'm in the Sufis, in the Indian tradition, attached and crazy. That's what you want to project on it? Totally okay. I'd rather be attached and crazy than above it all and missing everything. How sad. How sad. Hobby. Keep on thinking a hobby horse. But hobby. Opposite. Vocation. Facing life as a hobby positively means no pressure, no commitment, no anything. That's how you approach life. No pressure, no commitment. How sad. Vocation, negative, no break. So that's what people see, someone with a vocation, they don't have a break. Well, there's a reason it's a vocation. They love what they do. That's the secret. Shh. The hobby horse people don't know that because they don't love. They miss out on it all. They're looking for indulgence, ease. Next one. Committed conscious awareness. Has a similar component to what we've been talking about. That sounds like no fun. Committed conscious awareness. It's no fun. Yuck. Yuck. I gotta tell you, I loved watching some of those witnesses with committed conscious awareness. We would call them sharp, wicked smart, alive, awake, so clear, so able to maneuver through the yappy dogs. I find that fun. I love that. But the opposite of that, careless indifference. That's more fun for others who want indulgence. And again, the problem with committed conscious awareness is no break. And the positive of careless indifference is no stress, no pressure. Woohoo! No life. Oops. The last, there are three more. Sower of discord. Opposite of a sower of discord. Yeah, everybody's a cheesemaker.
Brings together in love.
Yeah, healer. Healer. Wasn't it blessed are the cheesemakers? Yeah. Okay, positive of sower of discord. Go for it, guys. Positive of sower of discord.
Active participant. Instigates change.
But it's positive.
You have to do what?
Make others jump. Power over others. Can you see that? And the negative of healer.
I just don't see that as positive.
Power over others? You don't see that as positive? You don't? Turn around to her and ask her.
It's from the perspective of. Yeah.
Ask her if you see that, if she sees it as positive.
Do you see that as positive?
To have power over others?
Power over others. Yes.
Yeah. Got it? The negative of healer.
Not needed.
Used by others. Isn't that what you do, Harold? You use me. I'm the psychic therapist, the rapist. Psychic therapist. I gotta get that neon light fixed. Harold's an electrician. Maybe I can use him. I got it. And I decided, since I'm the psychic therapist, I want the Mickey Mouse hat that he does in the Sorcerer's Apprentice. You know, with the yeah, the moon and the star. Isn't that a great hat? That's a great hat. Yeah, bigger. We get to be bigger. Bigger. We can make it into a fashion, a brand. We can brand it. Disney might have a problem with that. Got to check out the copyright. Last one, and then there's something I want to, last thing. Superficial, light, social, fun. Opposite. And it's positive. Superficial, light, social, fun is positive for anyone who has any confusion. Dour. Heavy. No fun. Negative of superficial. Empty. Empty. And the positive of dour, heavy, no fun.
Almighty sufferer, but I don't know.
No, it's positive. Positive. It's real simple. It's deep. Deep. See, your thing of serious? Serious is, you see serious as negative, don't you? You, Clara.
Oh,
Yeah,
serious is a negative? Yeah.
yeah. We were doing positive. Okay, last one. This one I love. Superficial internally and externally. Superficial internally and externally. Opposite.
Knows the depths.
No, that's a positive. Superficial internally and externally, that's like fun. That's fun, right? Fun. So in the kitchen, when we were looking at Catherine Tate comedy and IT Crowd, and we've all been through a lot. It's Chris O'Dowd. It's a very funny thing. That is superficial, correct? Were we superficial at that point internally as well as externally? Do you believe that? Have you been sowed into doubt? Do you believe having fun you have to be internally and externally superficial? Answer? No. No.
Yes.
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 Not anymore. Not anymore. Harold? Back there?
I want to say yes, but it's shifting.
Yeah, it's not anymore. Do you believe you have to be to if you are having fun externally, you have to be superficial internally?
Oh yeah, that's right. I felt it. No.
Yeah. Nope.
Not at all.
You can have fun. You guys have fun putting cushions away.
This was hard work doing this yesterday, but I loved being with him and sharing and laughing and crying.
It was a lot of work, but
It-
I love doing it with you.
Yeah. And Aaron helped because we had to figure out, where do we put the seat? How do we put the thing? What do we do with the WebEx? For all of you guys, I wanted you to be able to see. And where we had was like, you'd see me as a pinprick. So it was like, no, that doesn't work. And we did all this stuff. We worked together. That was fun. Opposite of superficial internally and externally, killjoy. I'm the wet blanket, the cold water person, right? To the four of you over here. Cold, wet blanket. Yeah, wet blanket, cold water, killjoy.
Fun slayer.
Fun slayer. Ooh, but that's a positive. It's too good. Ooh. Fun slayer. I like that. Good on you, David. Fun slayer. I like that. Fun slayer. That's my new Rohini, the fun slayer. The negative of superficial internally and externally. And by the way, anyone on WebEx, you can share at any time. We've got it set up. You can open your mouths. But what's the negative of superficial internally and externally?
Phony?
Hmm?
Phony? Like it's not.
Phony. Actually, dead. Dead, hateful, tamasic, indifferent, indulgent. Right? So we'll go back to the four of you. Did you have a really good time at dinner on Sunday? Did you? She did. Her answer was yes. Correct? Correct. Did you think you had a good time? Did you? Did you? No, you knew. So do you blame me for sowing the seeds of doubt? Do you blame me for sowing the seeds of doubt in them? So I'm the sower of discord. I am the fun slayer. So do the two of you know why you didn't have fun? Is it because I said it? And did you guys talk to me about it? No. The psychic therapist. No. Got to get Harold. Harold doesn't do what I ask him. I want that neon light. So what was it? It was empty. No love. Empty. Does anyone else go out to dinner? You do, don't you? Yeah. Do I call you up or say, that was horrible? No? No. Oh, yeah. You've gone with Ari to lunch? Did I say, oh, wow, that was horrible? No. You go out. Did you go out to lunch the other day on Friday with, what's her name? Yeah? Yeah? Did I say, whoa, that was, no. No. You eat too much out. You need to eat better food. We'll have a conversation about that. But anyone else? Oh, do I send to you? No? No? And all of you guys on WebEx. Do I call you up and say, no? So what bothered? And did I care about the restaurant? Do I even know what the restaurant was?
No.
No, she thinks I do. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't even know what you ate except for you just said something about strawberries.
It was ice cream.
Ice cream.
The place after.
Oh, it was a different place.
Yeah.
I don't know. See, I don't know the facts. What do I know? The underlying motivation. I am only interested in the underlying motivation. Oh, I have never said the story of Baba that Baba told about the surgeon who cuts open the stomach and the thief that cuts open the stomach, and they both did the same action, but their motivation, their internal reasoning and motivation was completely different. I have never told you that story. Forgive me. I think I've said it before. So, the positive of Fun Slayer, which makes Fun Slayer and fun, and it's all positive now, is what?
You would have them alive.
Yes, alive, sattvic, conscious, loving, knows what is important, and plays in the heart. So I'm going to close. I know we're a little late, but I want to close with some euphemisms. We're not. They should have done those in SATs. That would have been helpful. Okay, so the word euphemism is from Greek, meaning good, well speaking. European style, Greek. Okay, so relaxed and easy means unconscious. These are code words. Got to learn them. Then you can have conversations out there. Not on the hot seat. Anyone have a suggestion for that meaning? Off the hook. Not open to facing self and learning. Isn't that the euphemism? Avoiding. Avoiding. Yeah, we can lower that. Yeah, turn it down a little bit more. Great, thanks. Yep, avoiding. Fun means careless indifference to anything outside your bubble. People are going, oh, yeah, right? Superficial means neglectful of yourself and everyone else, unwilling to be with your experience. So, this is funny. Sloppy, because that word has been slopped around the last few days. Sloppy. What does that mean?
Unconscious.
Hurtful and destructive. I was just being sloppy. Sorry for my sloppy. Correct? Yeah, you did say that. They're euphemisms.
So there's no way you can really be sorry if you're not facing what it is.
You never get to learn. And the other person is just hysterical. Because they were just being sloppy. I'm the lunatic. So am I responding to sloppy, or am I responding to the actual vibration underneath it all? The real vibration. So the motivation underneath is hurtful and destructive, but by the time it gets to consciousness, it's called sloppy. Is this making sense?
Yes.
And as you watch the impeachment, that's all part of this. They all do this. Everybody does this. This is a great game that gets played. Unclear communication. What does that mean? Willful manipulation. It's just unclear communication. I'm sorry for my unclear communication. That I was just willfully manipulating you, but you called me on it. And how dare you call me on it? Which then we're going to get to. Genteel, I'll just read them, means arrogant and condescending. Non-attached means indifferent to human beings. And here's my all-time favorite. Hysterical. That means making me feel uncomfortable. How dare you? So I wanted to bring up, along with these great euphemisms, some Nazi euphemisms. Efficient. That means ruthless and inhuman. Strong means brutal and all about power. Pure means exclusive and in sole possession of the truth. Principled means rigid and committed to the party line. Objective means unfeeling and completely devoid of empathy. You start to see people use, well, good speaking, euphemisms. And people buy them. To that, I am perfectly happy to be called hysterical. I think that's sort of fun. And I rather be crazy and attached and hysterical and love and care and play and value and respect and enjoy than be indifferent and not care at all. And I've always approached my life that way. And if I look at, as we started about how do we approach our lives, as a young kid, I approached always with that level of commitment and living. And it always felt great to be with other people who had that same commitment and life and love. And I had examples, totally had examples of people who were not there in my life. They were not at all. But I was always on the look. And at every step, I'd make that next choice. So that when I got to Baba, I brought to the table, I approached sadhana as I had developed, approaching my life. Loving God, wanting to play. And if you look at the pictures, that picture of me with Baba, that doesn't look like we're having really a real drudgery kind of day. And over here, that picture of me with Baba, we're playing. We're in a Leela with the guy behind us who is getting played 100%. And Baba knew that I'd pick up on the play. I want to have fun. And if that means going into battle, if that's what I'm supposed to do, I'll go into battle. But I'm going to do it 100%. Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Old Testament, even New Testament. Do you think Christ did it partially? Was he dour and heavy and no fun? He just sat around and sulked and then went for dinner somewhere, had a superficial dinner? No. That's sort of funny. Are we sharing the check, or are we, who's picking it up? Really? We need to get out there and live our lives. And that means you can have the most ordinary life. Ordinary life. Which is, the positive of that is approachable. How cool is that? Approachable. You can swim in your own little minds that you're extraordinary, but you're inaccessible. And you're inaccessible in your lives. Most ordinary life. And you don't do anything that's going to be earth-shattering. Nobody's ever going to be on the cover of Washington Post, BBC. And that's okay. Because what matters is at the end of the day, you loved, you lived, and the God and you are on the same page. Happy, joyful. That's what I'm about. Thank you.